Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel, Cap Social Network, also known as Capri Social Network. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about why the majority of women prefer older men over younger men. And when it all comes down to it, it's due to the simple fact, ladies and gentlemen, that most younger women prefer older men due to how they look at older men as more established, more mature as well, especially more mature. Case in point, and I wanted to give you a prime example. Okay, two 26-year-olds cross paths with each other. One of them being a female that works at a McDonald's restaurant who happens to be a shift leader. In other words, usually makes out the shift for or the schedule for all of the employees at the restaurant. It just so happened a 26-year-old man comes to frequent that same McDonald's and gets to talking with the lady who happens to be a shift leader slash shift manager, to the extent, so much to the extent that he eventually asks her out on a date, only for her to shoot him down, only for her to say that she prefers guys that are much more older and mature. What I mean by that is guys that are as old as 30 plus, due to how she feels like guys, in her personal honest opinion, and by it being a well-known fact, although I don't always find it true, in my personal and honest opinion of how most females mature faster than men. Anyway, she happens once again to reject this guy due to her looking at him as being too immature and not established. By the way, she happens to wait on him one particular day while at the drive-through of the restaurant. And the kind of car he drives happens to be a Chevy Malibu, a 2020 Chevy Malibu. Now, fast forward to that next day, an older man or male happens to frequent that same exact McDonald's, and he happens to be around the age of 40 years old. So they get to talking to the extent where, as he eventually asks her out, only for her to fall for him due to how she looks at him as much more settled financially, much more um established, and for the most part, much more mature, especially once she sees what kind of automobile that he drives, which happens to be a Ferrari. And she also finds out while he's trying to spit game at her at the drive through the restaurant that he has all kinds of investments. And he even shows a screenshot on his phone of how much he has made, how much money he has profited due to his numerous investments, whether it may be in either stocks, bonds, or even properties, real estate properties. And she definitely looks at that as a turn on, not only a turn on, but as a come up as well, that he could be able to provide the finer things for her. A prime example would be anytime that she may ask for a big stack of money, for instance, $1,000, he could easily give her that amount to go on shopping sprees or whatnot, or do whatever else he may either want or need to win it. And this is a perfect example, the exact example that I just gave of why most women prefer older men as opposed to either younger men or men, in most cases, their very own age. When that being said, I'm going to show you clips on behalf of this topic and subject. All of these clips are via and on behalf of TikTok. Without further ado, if you bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share my screen for every last clip. So here they are.
That I'm dating is 42. And yeah, let that sink in, whatever.
If knowledge, wisdom, and experience meant you couldn't be manipulated, then nobody in the world would get manipulated. If it was that easy to say, I've been through things and I know this and that, then nobody in the world would be able to be manipulated. Manipulation is manipulation because it goes undetected. No matter how old you are, no matter what you've been through, no matter who you are, your knowledge and intelligence doesn't deter you from being manipulated emotionally. But the moral of the story is you guys need to run from these old ass men who want to date younger girls. Even I experienced a 5 year age gap, and I truly believe that he dated me instead of dating somebody his own age because I would tolerate more than a woman his age would.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, on the flip side of that, there are some cons, or you can also say disadvantages of when older men date younger women. One of them being having to deal with being labeled as a sexual predator, a pedophile, things of that nature. On the flip side of that, females also, younger females who date older males, have to also deal with being labeled as a gold digger for the most part. So when you think about it, when it all comes down to it, it's damn if you do, then damn if you don't. That's how I look at it. That's my personal opinion, and both my personal opinion and perspective on older men dating younger women, the cons of older men dating younger women, and vice versa, younger women dating older men, the different types of stereotypes they usually have to deal with, especially older men. Although you see, and I know this is sort of off topic, but then again, it is not off topic, but think about how you hear of so many female school teachers having sex when teenage students, in most cases, students that are young enough to be their sons, only to get a slap on the wrist. I mean, there have been several stories over and over, and still are several stories that come out in the news on behalf of female teachers who have sex with male students but hardly get any backlash. Unlike if the shoe was on the other foot, and that would have been a male, an older male teacher having sex with a female student, he would get all kinds of backlash and would get thrown beneath the jail, so to speak. In other words, would get put in prison for so many years. After all, look what happened to R. Kelly. Although R. Kelly brought it upon himself. Anyway, let me finish showing the rest of the clips on behalf of this subject.
Boo for a woman to date an older man. even though many women are naturally attracted to us, the older guys, or you can call them OGs like I do. What is it that makes us so attractive to these young women? It's simple. We have traits that they find irresistible. For one, we are more mature, we have more experiences, which has given us a level of wisdom and insight that younger men simply don't have. This level of maturity is exactly what many younger women are looking for in a partner. They want someone who is ready to commit to a serious relationship, someone who is past the stage of just wanting to smash and be a player. Another trait that makes us irresistible to younger women is our experience. Not just pounding them guts, not just in the bed, but in relationships as well. We have seen more, we have dated more people, and we have been in more relationships. We know what women want. We understand that sex is not just for men, but for women too. We treat women with more understanding, respect, and patience than younger men. We look at the big picture and we have more patience to get to the root of the problem and resolve any issues. Some women prefer older men because of their daddy issues. These women have had difficult relationships with their fathers, and they're looking for someone who can offer them the mentorship and advice that they probably missed out during their childhood. But don't get it twisted. They want someone who is the opposite of their father, someone who can help them repair their wounds of their past. As older men, we are also more sure about what we want in life. We got our minds made up. We have spent more time working on ourselves, building ourselves up. We have a future planned out. We want someone to share our future with, someone who can slot into our lives and be a part of our plans, someone who can fit into our system. But this level of certainty is something that younger women find incredibly sexy and attractive. You got to show a woman more than sex. But as OGs, we are more financially stable. We are on our purpose. We know how to invest our money in things that will offer a more stable future. And we understand the value of assets like houses, cars. Younger women find this stability incredibly attractive. I'm giving y'all a free game. And it gives them a sense of security that they crave. When these women can't find a man who display these characteristics, she claims she is single by choice. Y'all see my video. She is single by choice and is working on herself, which for most women is a dangerous situation to be in. When you aren't covered by a man, you'll have to battle the temptation of busting it open during your so-called building myself phase. This building myself up. I'm working on myself. And this is also a dangerous place for a woman to be in, because her meaning of building herself isn't aligned with optimizing herself to be a suitable mate, for the man she desired. That's not what she's doing when she says she's building herself. It's not. Ask a woman who's building herself. Ask her, does her building herself involve anything about a man, anything about a relationship, anything about being a wife? It does the complete opposite, because she'll prioritize providing her own stability and security that she can't get from a man at the moment, which in turns make her masculine, takes away time from pursuing qualities and traits that make her a suitable wife. She'll swiftly become a career woman. So when it's all said and done, in conclusion, my fellow men, being an older guy has its advantages when it comes to attracting younger women. It just does. We offer them a safe and secure future, and we treat them with the respect and understanding that they deserve.
Doing them girls like that, homie. All them niggas get them young girls and do them young bitches like that, my nigga. Jay-Z did it to Beyonce. Dame Dash did it to Aaliyah. Russell Simmons did it to Kimora Lee Simmons. Nigga, that's the name of the game, nigga. You catch your young bitch fresh out of high school and draft her motherfucking ass straight to the pro. We call it LeBron James. You Kobe Bryant, that little hoe. Niggas took her straight to the pro. That's been the game. Cause they don't know nothing. And then you catch a riding dirty motherfucker like Diddy, he go push the dope off on a little bitch. You heard what she said, my nigga. See, them nigga push the dope off on him cause the little girl like to have fun and want to feel good. Before you know it, in the name of feeling good and fucking on a little bitch, you got the little bitch hooked on these drugs. On the drugs that keep her pussy wet.
5-year-old black man in Florida married his 18-year-old goddaughter.
Like, this stuff happens all the time. And the thing is, I had made videos about this before, and a lot of men specifically were super mad at me in the comments, arguing with me, saying that 18 is grown, they're of legal age, so there's nothing wrong with it. Just because something is legal doesn't make it right. There's two things I'll say. Obviously, this is super predatory. That's out of the question. He's been grooming her probably her whole life. The thing that really gets me, though, is that it's just incredibly selfish. Like, I'm 23 right now. I was a completely different person when I was 18. I was straight when I was 18. Okay, I've changed a lot. So to rob a young person of their experience and their opportunity to learn about themselves is wild. Secondly, this happens with older women and younger men all the time as well. But let's just focus on the older men and younger women just because that's the video that I stitched. On your own time, just for funsies, go on YouTube and type in "don't date women over 30" and look what you're gonna find. The older women get, the more undesirable they become. There's a few reasons for that, but drop your thoughts below.
Year-old black man in Florida married his 18-year-old goddaughter.
Like,
and we're going after younger women. I was a product of that. It was like a year where it was like 45s and 50s trying to date me, and I was so confused. But then I got an older friend who was 42, and he specifically said, it's hard to date women around our age or your age because they talk too much or they don't understand the value of family or love. They're so focused on, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I can have my own this, that they don't give them the position to really truly love them.
Right. And lead them.
And he said that once we are successful, like as men, we really don't care. Like we just want a mate, we want a partner. So once he educated me that in that sense, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like,
A lot of dudes who are like 45, 50 years old who refuse to date women their age, they don't do so because they prefer young women and how they look. Because let's be real, it's a lot of 40-something-year-old women that'll give these 20-something-year-old girls a run for their money. But it's because of the mental aspect. Like, as a guy gets older, one who wants to play games, by the way, who's like 40-something, 50 years old, he remembers it being easier to play those games whenever he was like 20. Because women in that age group, they're more on hope than they are experience. But experience is the best teacher. So as he gets older and he's trying to date women his age, they're like, no. I've seen your kind before. Like, I've lived the proof that you're here to waste my time, and I ain't going. So now he gonna go out here talking about how he prefers younger women because older women his age are full of baggage and they're bitter. And it's like, nah, they ain't full of baggage and bitter. They have a BS detector, so they're harder to manipulate. And manipulative men don't like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, make sure you first and foremost like the video, you share it, you comment on it. Last but not least, you subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I hope you have a good one.